I'm sitting there like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Trump can't hold water. He done already said regime change, before oil. He done said all this. All the words they said. Do not say. Do not use. Regime change, oil. Do not, sir. In reference to Venezuela, please do not use the term regime change, and please do not use oil.
The oil we're keeping, the oil that we're going to keep. It's not like Iraq. No, we're keeping this.
It's just like saying, like telling him to say it by telling him not to say it.
That was what they did.
Brother, the reporter asked him the question, who's in charge? You're not going to like it if I tell you. You're not going to like the answer if I tell you. She's like, why would I like it? Who's in charge? We're in charge. We're in charge. And then Marco Rubio, you say Marco's coming in there saying we have him under quarantine. Is this not the new version of Smitty and Hoppy from Sanford and Son, the white cop and the black cop? You know, Trump coming out there talking about, man, we taking it all. We in control. We running it. We running the oil. We making sure it all get handled, whatnot. You turn to Marco, they're under quarantine. They're under quarantine. And then he telling the president of Colombia, you next. You better get it together. Now, what I heard from the former admiral who was over Southcom back in the day, he was like, Colombia is the best military in Latin America. So he was like, bruh, don't think it's gonna be like this. But see, for this particular takeover, they had inside job.
They've been working on it.
Yeah, they had an inside man.
Man, my phone went off at 3:00 in the morning. I woke up at 3:00 in the morning, and it was saying they struck on the ground, and it just happened. Like it woke me up,
bro. At
3:00 in the morning, I was like, "What?"
Man, it's too close for comfort, bro. Because they're not giving it a 5th grade justification, let alone like some grown man. Like they not giving it a 5th.
But think about it. If who do we want?
We wildin', bro.
Who do we want? If we're a country, do we want to be them boys, or we just want to be there? Like that's where it's at right now. Like you see,
what do you mean be them boys? So I can know.
So it's like you want to be able to say if you want it, you can get it. Who can stop you? You can't. Nobody stop y'all. Y'all got everything. Y'all been putting all this money into the military.
That's exactly what Stephen Miller said. Why he's like use it. He says why be a superpower? Man, you've been watching Stephen Miller because that's what he said, bro. He's like, why be a superpower? Why be a superpower and you gonna let somebody come in your backyard? Because, they basically saying that Venezuela been supplying cheap oil to Russia and China and keeping them afloat. Yep. So it's like, man, how we gonna fight them and deal with them all over here with, but they got these proxy wars and this dude, they right in our backyard. But what you think Putin is saying? It's the same. So Putin done rubbed off. Putin done rubbed off on Trump, saying like, bruh, we're going to divide this thing up 3 ways. 3 ways. We're going to stay up out of, the Western. We're going to stay up out of the hemisphere of the Americas. We're going to stay up out of there. And how y'all do it, y'all do it.
That's it.
We're going to stay up out of there. And if Cuba got to take it, hey.
That's okay.
You know what I mean?
We're okay now.
We're
good. We done already ran our guns all the way over here.
Yeah, we got Ukraine. We got Ukraine. Y'all take Cuba, right? And do it that way. The last time I remember something like that was Rome.
That's what they
when you had it split up in 3 ways. Mm-hmm. You had it split up 3 ways, and then you end up with Constantinople as far as being the capital. Rome had 2 capitals. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Roman Empire, mm-hmm. 2 capitals.
One the church and the other one the king.
Where it was like out here to deal with the, the.
I'm surprised it's not violating like any.
It does.
It is.
It does.
Like
every international norm.
Everyone.
I was watching,
everyone.
I was watching the British Parliament. So the British Parliament, and I sent it to you. It's in one of the latest ones. The Liberal Party over there that's not in power. The mm-hmm. Labour Party's in power. Was basically like, they just violated, all the international law, all the international norms to go in there of sovereignty. Because there's a total disrespect for sovereignty. Mm-hmm. Because, and then to your point, Teddy, it boils down to straight power. Because we've spoken about Putin. There are warrants for Putin's arrest in the world. There are warrants for Benjamin Netanyahu's arrest in the world. Mm-hmm. So what they saying, like, I dare you. Who about to come over here and get it if you want to. So that's basically saying, like, yeah, you can have a warrant, but you can also have nuclear weapons. Mm-hmm. So come get me, because mm-hmm. Netanyahu and Putin have nuclear weapons. Mm-hmm. So, and these folks, man, like,
it seems the Venezuelans are loving it.
The Venezuelans over here.
Over here, yeah.
See, that's Doral. That's over here. But they,
I thought. All the news sources I seen said the Venezuelans in Venezuela are loving it.
No, the Venezuelans over there right now, they leveling up right now. They choosing sides right now. Mm-hmm. It's about to be blood in the street. Mm. They over there because it's about the power. Remember, Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world. Mm-hmm. In the world. Mm-hmm. So, and they're claiming that they're only at 18% capacity.
Yeah, because they don't have the infrastructure to move.
They're saying it's been since Hugo Chavez, over 20 years that they haven't updated the equipment, and they're saying that they have a heavy crude, and that heavy crude is going to require billions in infrastructure. But Trump say the quiet things out loud. Mm-hmm. Trump come out there and tell you, what did he say about Gaza and Palestine? I see like a Trump,
he done already took over the Kennedy Center. It's the Trump Kennedy.
Right. I see, it's a great place for a Trump Tower, man. It's beautiful property. Beautiful property. Let's get this bulldozer. Let's get these, let's get these caterpillars over here. Let's get these bobcats over here.
So I want you to equate, because they're saying that this is like Franklin D. Roosevelt and the New Deal. They haven't seen nothing like this since the New Deal. A lot of things changed during that time. They took the gold standard out.
Okay, I give you an example.
The birth certificates.
Since you say the New Deal, I give you an example of the New Deal. He got challenged. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Remember, they had to amend the Constitution because the man got elected 4 times. Mm-hmm. Because up until that point, it had just been a gentleman's agreement. Mm-hmm. Because George Washington set the standard. Had George Washington wanted to continue as president, he probably would have been president for life. Mm-hmm. But George Washington, according to the history books, right. And now I got to question everything. But according to the history books, after the second term, George Washington was like, you know what, boom. And that set the precedent that continued on to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, where it's like, well, there's nothing to say I can't. So he ends up doing it, dying in office. So at the height of his power, he wasn't getting his agenda across. He was doing executive orders and other things like that. And so the court was striking down what he was doing. So this is similar to the Trump, where the court was striking down everything what he was doing. So the first time that I read about packing the court was through FDR. FDR was threatening to put another 6 Supreme Court justices to make it 15 to go ahead and, you know, get his agenda passed and across. But with the threat alone, the Supreme Court fell in line. So he didn't end up having to pack the court, but he threatened to pack the court. So you start talking about FDR and the New Deal and all the different things that came through. What Trump is doing is nothing like that, bro. Because they ain't no legend, bro. They passed. There's only been 38 bills passed in this last Congress, bro. That's been the fewest number of bills. Normally, it's, you know, between 90 and 100 bills that get passed, you know, within a session. But they had like 30 something, and that includes the Epstein. Like, what is the Epstein files doing for you or me?
Right.
But that's one. That's a bill. The naming of a new federal building. That's a bill. You know, all that stuff like that. So other than the big beautiful bill, what legislation is out there? So he is governing by fiat. He is governing by edict. He is governing like a pharaoh, like a emperor. He's out there doing it, and he has these sycophants who are rolling around, bro. I saw this meme, bro, and I couldn't believe it, Teddy. You got to watch. You got to force yourself to watch Fox, man.
I watch it in the morning.
Force yourself to watch Fox, bro. Man, when I tell you, these folks is busting all over themselves about how great this. And then the comments, I saw a conservative guy posted something about, you know, Maduro and getting Maduro and how great it was and all this other stuff. All these guys been promising, but Trump delivers, and he says what he's gonna do, and he does it, and all this stuff right here. And it was like, greatest president in my lifetime, greatest president ever. Like, just I'm like, whoa, are we in just two alternative universes? And then even our guys here, who I don't know what happened to our representatives, man, because they used to be pretty moderate. Man, the guy who was he was a firefighter, bro. Man was a firefighter. Then he became like the county manager, and then he became the Jimenez. Then he was the mayor. Now he's a congressman, and Buddy out there rubber stamping everything that the man says. So knowing that you had these constituents down here, so now, bruh, it's like we got to catch up. We got to catch up, because I'm like, Trump not just selling everybody out. He's not just totally, you know, saying, hey, I ain't running no more. I got mine. To hell with y'all. No, Trump the type of dude, he knows that if he does not either have J.D. Vance or whoever he supports, whether it's Marco Rubio, whoever he supports in 2028, is a very important decision whether or not his legacy goes. Because if Democrat
legacy goes,
Trump. Because by doing so many things by executive order, if a Democrat gets in office, as soon as they get in, Trump name coming out the Kennedy Center. Everything get reversed, because there's no laws. Those executive orders are only good as long as you're in power, or unless one of your boys is in power.
I don't think people actually judge the legacy by what happens after they leave by the laws that happen after they leave. I don't think people judge people's legacy by that.
Yeah, it's not. Well, Obamacare, I think he's still judged off that. Because Trump is obsessed with President Obama.
I don't think anyone judges Obama's legacy by Obamacare.
That's the only thing he did.
Huh?
That's the only thing he did.
Yeah, but people don't care about that. They care about image.
Well, they love his image,
yeah,
and Trump is trying to catch up to his image, which he'll never do. He'll never do. But
Trump is the joker.
What do you mean?
Trump is the joker.
No.
Like
Obama. Even Obama's haters respected him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the people who disrespect him or just say all the others, they just straight racist, right? There's ways to objectively. We criticize him objectively.
Trump has a bigger influence than Obama, hands down.
Yes, I agree with that, but the influence that he has is not on anything that has to do with X's and O's. It has to do with energy, motion, vibration, racism. It has to do with people. It has to do with fear.
There are more people who say Trump is the greatest president of all time than there are more people who say Obama was.
I would agree with that.
But
I would agree with that, but I don't think it's true. Objectively, I don't think it's true.
But if people want a president to come back to do something, it's going to be Obama first, more than any other president right now. That's who they go to when they want a president.
See, I thought Obama. I thought a natural thing. Obama was in
They
his.
don't bring nobody else. They don't bring Clinton. They don't bring Bush. If they go to a president, they go straight to Obama.
Obama was in his 50s when he left office. I thought Obama would either go to the Supreme Court. There was one president, I think it was either Howard Taft or Zachary Taylor. I think one of them. I think one of those former presidents went to the Supreme Court. I think another president went to Congress. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking that he would do something like the Supreme Court or the UN. You know what I mean?
UN is more because that's what his mother. That's what they was.
Like to go in, to go in there, with the UN and be rolling around because, you need some heft. Because right now the last leaders of the UN, bruh, have been feckless. They haven't been like influential or anything like that. So I agree with you, Step, in that more people would do it, but I think the people who would do that, I don't think any of it is objective. I think it's all a feeling and a spirit. People who vote against their own interests. No. I think you would have 70% of people from West Virginia who would agree with you, but they ain't getting tax cuts. They're the people mostly getting SNAP benefits, mostly getting Obamacare subsidies, mostly getting that aren't getting child tax credits that people fight for or whatever because they feel like this is the great white hope. Mm-hmm. And this man is up in here pulling us, in a direction and putting these people in their place.
Objectively, Trump has reduced immigration, entitlement programs larger than larger than what?
I'm trying not to. I'm gonna try. Hold on. We gotta dissect that. We gotta dissect that. Dissect that.
And just those two areas alone has been more than a drastic change in Obama has done in his entire presidency.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Let's dissect that. So let's start with immigration, right? Well, immigration, as far as which aspect?
Securing
as far as the border is agreed.
Securing the border.
That's what he did. But as far as reduction of X, Y, and Z, the only reduction that they did is preventing the number of people who are allowed to legally come into the country, which people would disagree with. You know, you pay $1 million or $5 million to come into the country. You know, most everyday people would say that's not cool. It should come, you know, based on merit.
You may disagree with how he did it, but the results speak for themselves.
But nobody's saying that we needed it, bro. There's a lapse.
Are you kidding me?
We needed security, but security and immigration. That's what I'm saying. Is you got to break it down. As far as the security and securing the border, I give Trump an A++. I would say in our lifetime, the best to do it. I'm in favor of a strong border, but the other things of immigration, Trump gets an F. Why? There was a bipartisan bill during the time that Biden was president that, you know, a lot of the issues with immigration was that people who were in line, who had court dates, who was going through it was so many backlogged, right? That the bill that they had bipartisan crafted this bill, you know, put an additional like 1,500 judges necessary to hear these cases, right? So that's gone. That he hasn't done anything to increase the number of judges to hear these cases. All they doing is,
Reggie,
you know,
Reggie,
that's what I'm saying. Security and immigration is like the
Reggie,
country is built on immigration.
Reggie, literally no Trump supporter. That point you just brought up, no Trump supporter cares about that, Reggie.
That's not true. That's all the people who got him elected. The Spanish people absolutely care about it because it's their relatives who are the ones that are in the queue, who are in the pipeline, who have TPS, temporary protective status. Even in the black community, the Haitians who getting the TPS, that's cut off. Many of them was Trump supporters.
All Trump supporters care about is getting the immigrants out.
No, I disagree. I disagree.
At the core, at the guts of the issue.
So what you're now is you're redefining Trump supporter because you, through your definition, you wouldn't be considered a Trump supporter through what you articulated.
Yeah, but
you wouldn't be considered a Trump, but you are a Trump supporter. But that's why I'm saying through your definition, you are basically saying these white people from Ohio, these white folks from Ohio are the ones who are saying this, that, and that. But that's not who got him elected. It ain't enough of them to get him elected.
Are you kidding me?
The numbers speak for themselves. It's not enough of them to get him elected. It took him convincing people like you to go and cut off the margins. The man is probably the most he's probably the most LGBTQ president of our lifetime in the modern era, but he carved off some gay people. He's probably, the worst when it comes to women. This man is civilly convicted of rape and all kind of things like that, but he carved off enough, women. He is patently and blatantly racist, but carved off enough black people to win.
That's what I'm saying. Just because his rhetoric was never that issue you brought up about the judge. That was never his rhetoric. His rhetoric is what got him elected. His rhetoric spoke to his core supporters. His rhetoric was we gon'
So under his rhetoric, nobody in your family would be allowed to come here unless everybody in your family is African American. None of your people will be able to come here. If you have Jamaican ancestry, Haitian ancestry, Trinidadian ancestry, Puerto Rican ancestry. Well, no, not Puerto Rican. That's a state. But any kind of African ancestry, any other ancestry other than from the Netherlands, he did not want, through his, just talking about his rhetoric, he was like, oh my God, we got the people coming from the S-hole countries over here, the African nations, Haiti, and the Spanish. Oh man, can we get more people from Sweden? Can we get more people from Norway?
And that's what got him elected.
But I'm saying, people
you may not
vote
like
against. It's not me. People vote against their own interests. He was able to carve off enough people from the margins to win, and I definitely applaud his people for doing that, because that shows that you can come in and do it, and it's not the first time we've seen it. We saw it in slavery. We saw it in slavery with the overseer. The overseer was living no different than the enslaved person. Living no different than the enslaved person, but you come in there and say you're over them, you over them or whatever, and they sit there and hold it down for you as if they living in the big house. So just immigration, bro. You got security, then you got access, right? You got security, you got access, and then you got a lot of misconceptions.
When you boil all that whole down to, put all that in one pot.
You said security.
It's. I think,
you say you just. But that's the people. That's the. So you are feeding into the Christian nationalists. You understand the Christian nationalists?
Yes. That's what
it's part of it. Like, it definitely is part of it. But Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War, is a Christian nationalist, which is just a new way of saying this is the new Nazis. This is the new Nazis.
I think you're over. You're making it you're making it too complex. His core supporters don't care about all that stuff, Reggie. They won't. When you boil it down, they don't break it. They don't break immigration into this part, this part. All they care about is, we don't want immigrants here. We want less entitlement programs, and that's all they care about, Reggie. That's what got him elected.
And what I'm telling you, more people who are getting entitlements voted for him than didn't.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, people voting against their own interests.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
So,
but that doesn't.
And then when you talk about immigrants and not wanting immigrants here and whatnot, I mean, how many crops were burned and destroyed in Homestead because you couldn't get anybody to come and do it? Mm-hmm. Because the Mexicans and the other folks who, do the harvesting and whatnot. Guy was saying that it would cost about $10 per crate or something for tomatoes to do, but based on Mexico flooding the market. Uh-huh. When they saw the tariffs about to come, Mexico flooded the market with tomatoes already picked, flooded the market, which came in at like $8. Mm-hmm. So there was like to pay the $10 to do it. So we're just not gonna do it because it doesn't make economic sense. So people go against their own interests.
I agree. Yeah.
And burn the crops, and you got folks down there saying, what are we gonna do? Those tariffs made no sense. They didn't come in, like, instead of coming in with doing it smart tariffs, you end up doing, slapping tariffs on industries that we don't even have over here. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't even really have a manufacturing, economy over here anymore. So you just come in, you slap these tariffs, and then it's like, man, people's stuff tied up in the ports. Or people's, I dealt with a young designer. And he was just talking about his bottom line, as far as how his bottom line, just in terms of getting the stuff, because everybody, like, even here at SA, mm-hmm. All our stuff was coming from Pakistan and China, that we was coming. Then all of a sudden, it didn't make sense anymore to do. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man. This your boy Mark Kelly. You want to touch this Mark Kelly story? Because we've been talking about this like every week, Step.
It's getting more and more. They just had him back on.
They just
because he just commented about the whole thing that they don't have to follow the orders.
They just reduced his salary. They just reduced. He's retired, Step. And they just came in there and reduced his benefits.
Wow.
Like he got censured. So he got censured by the Secretary of War. And Buddy's coming out. He's making the rounds. He was on CBS this morning. Mm-hmm. He did the Sunday shows, but he's making the rounds. And he's saying, like, this man is done, he's I think he said he's sixth generation, in his family that's been in the military. Dad, after leaving the military, police officers. This man was an astronaut. Man, wife was a congresswoman, got shot in the damn head, and the man still flew the shuttle up. He was like, man, I still flew the shuttle while my wife is recovering from a gunshot wound to the head by a president with 5 deferments for bone spurs. And these are the folks that are telling me about patriotism. And can we, Kevin Stefanik, man, you stop right there, man.
He's gone.
He is gone. Now, we had a debate, man. It didn't last very long last night, which was, do we see Deion taking the spot?
No.
Everybody said no.
Absolutely not. No.
Like, for real, y'all don't think?
You see what they just did, the backlash for his son to get in. Why would they put him there? That's even worse.
Money, and to see him fail.
But he won't fall. Deion ain't going. He not going to put
money
it
and money and to see him fail. Now the question is, are they going to stick with Shador, or are they going to draft?
One thing I've learned about this season is the NFL is still a old boys club.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
and they don't even care about winning or revenue.
That's exactly what
they don't care about winning or revenue.
That's what the winning argument. That's what the winning position was yesterday. What you just basically said, which is, nah, bruh. There was a lesson that was taught by the league, which is nobody's bigger than the league. Mm-hmm. And coming here with all this stuff right here to my, making Deion his agent, and it's like, you got to talk to my dad, meaning you got to talk to folks. Wasn't with that
at all.
They wasn't trying to do that. They don't have to do that. And I'll put it to you this way: Buddy was not good enough. Let's just be 1,000, right? Don't we? Right.
You didn't have the leverage to get that.
Can we keep it 1,000? Had Shador Sanders been Reggie Bush coming out of USC,
even Cam Ward,
it might have been a little different.
Yeah,
might have been a little different had Shador been Reggie Bush coming out. Because Reggie Bush, bro, to me, most recently, bro, was like probably the greatest college football player that I've seen. When I say recently, because I was, if I go back to the 80s, I'm looking at Bo Jackson, I'm looking at Herschel Walker and what they did.
Don't forget about Peter Ward.
No, not even in there, bro.
Are you kidding me?
Not even in the conversation, bro. Not even in the conversation. Reggie Bush, sir. Reggie Bush was like he was in a video game, bro. And nobody was seeing like this. If this guy got the ball and there was any daylight on whether it was a kickoff or whatever, nobody even got close to him. That's my perception. Peter Ward was a great player, but he wasn't in the class. He wasn't in the class of Reggie Bush, sir.
I disagree with you.
Not in college, sir. No, sir. No.
Let me take a quick.
No, sir. Yeah, you could grab the stats, put them up next. Peter Ward, great guy, but Reggie Bush, he was in a league of his own, sir. A league of his own. And so with Shedeur, I think Shedeur was probably a second,
Reggie Bush,
maybe third round. Second, maybe third round.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been, based on, just
his performance.
Because remember, he played at an HBCU, and then Colorado. They didn't know bowl. He didn't, didn't do nothing great at Colorado.
Yep.
So, being objective, you know what I mean?
It was hype. It was too much hype.
It was a lot. It was
way too much
and
hype.
now that we've had the whole season, we can see how much of that was hype, right? We can see how much of that was like, no, it wasn't all, it wasn't all that. You know what I mean? Like, but had he been Reggie Bush, there would have been something different. Like I thought.
The internet agrees with you.
Hey,
they got Tebow and Cam first though.
Okay. Tebow, Tebow is like the Trump argument you made. Like, give Tebow everything he said about Trump. Get at the Tebow.
Well, this one is
Tebow couldn't throw a ball 10 yards.
Can we get Lamar Jackson to come to the Dolphins?
I think so. Think about it. And this is what I said yesterday. I was like, where would Tua land? Because
right to the Ravens.
What? And the reason why I said the Ravens is because Lamar's left-handed. And if you need somebody to win, if Lamar goes down like you saw, he missed 3 to 4 games. You need somebody to come in and get you 3-4 games that knows the offense. Tua may be your guy. Tua is not a 17-week guy. He not that. But a second string, third string backup, I was comparing him to Steve DeBerg. I don't know if you remember Steve DeBerg. But Steve DeBerg, ended up getting a second career, like in his late 30s at Kansas City, but he balled out, at that age. And Tua, might do like Kobe Bryant, like they did. Remember, they start like toward the latter part of their career, they start going to Germany in the off season to get them stem cells or whatever they was getting, whatever they was doing to like prolong their career and regenerate cells and whatnot. So Tua, man, if the Dolphins let him go, they owe him $52 million. So would they let him go, or would they just work him like a slave and try to make him quit?
Yeah, I'd keep him, make him be a quarterback coach.
But
make him third string quarterback.
That's the thing, bro. They gave Tua that money because a couple years ago, bro, he was balling with Cheetah, Tyreek Hill. He was balling, but then I got reminded last night that that injury he had at Alabama. Coming out there, they was saying something about his hip. Saying like what he was doing, man, and Buddy just one hit away from it being over. So if he did land with another team, it would have to be incentive based. I wouldn't give him a lot of money up front. I would make everything incentives. Games played, receptions, touchdowns, ratio, like everything. I love one of the things I like about the last 2 weeks of the season is that a lot of the contracts terms be coming out.
Yeah.
1,000-yard receiver. Oh, that's $1 million to him. You know what I'm saying? And you see how the guys out there, even on losing teams, be celebrating because they getting their incentives. They getting their incentives. So.
Well, some of the teams trying to hold them back from getting their incentives.
Oh man, taking them out. Man, that's crazy. Now, my man Will Smith. Has anyone had a worse 5 years?
Yeah.
Has anyone had a worse 5 years that seemingly had it all?
Yeah.
Who you say? They had a worse 5 years that seemingly, boy, Puffy.
Yeah.
I'll say Puff.
Yeah, probably.
Puff probably, yeah. puffing. They probably know nobody knows the trouble I seen. They probably looking at each other like, man, bro, we was just together in Saint-Tropez on top of the world. That party, was it after the Grammys or something, where Jay-Z, Diddy, all of them was in the white, and it was at the party. Mm-hmm. And it was all talking about, like, Future was like, all these guys was there. Yo Gotti, all these folks is there, and they got that picture in the white out in California. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, it just won't get no better than this.
A whole lot of baby.
It just don't get no better than this. And
I used to look up to Will, man. Like, he was my favorite actor. Now I have no respect for him now.
Bruh, first of all, the way he just came out there and just slapped.
I lost all respect for him.
When he did that, bruh, it's like, man, you just went out there and slapped Lil Man. You slapped Lil Man, Chris Rock, mm-hmm. Which, if you really wanted him like that, you could have got him like that. You Will Smith. Mm-hmm. No security gonna stop you from going in anybody's dressing room, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you Will Smith. If you really was feeling like that, buddy, you could have handled him. Backstage, could have went to his crib.
That wouldn't have been good enough for his girl.
You could have, and she wasn't satisfied. She wasn't satisfied because it's like,
she run him. She control him.
Bruh. And then you let a dude who don't even know what he is. August Alsina, you don't know what he don't know what he is. He don't know if he's strictly or if he like the chicks. And then you see she had the G.I. Jane bald head. So, you know what I mean? I guess maybe she was the medium that he needed. But then, I think what he come across is just, I think his whole image has been shattered, that everything is just put together from Hollywood. Like, they constructed him. Like nothing, there's nothing authentic about anything, as you look at it, bro. I can't.
No, I think he authentically a sucker.
I'm talking about his roles.
Oh.
I'm
Okay.
looking at his roles, man. I'm looking at his roles of, like, what movie? Like, because my wife loves Will Smith. My wife loves Will Smith.
Man, Independence Day.
Bro, my wife loves Will Smith, right? So anything Will would do, she come back. Look at Will. Look at that. The movie Hancock. I've seen Will Smith movies I would never have seen, but for my wife, who was covering them, like Hancock and other. And I hadn't seen the man. I'm trying to think of a Will Smith movie that it wasn't me watching Will Smith. Whether that's Men in Black, Independence Day, Muhammad Ali. Mm-hmm. Like, any movie, it's like that's him doing it.
You came for Will.
Versus Denzel or even Eddie Murphy. Like, even Eddie Murphy, bro, you could talk all you want about Eddie Murphy, but you watch a movie like Norbert, or you watch I Spy. I Spy, one of my favorite movies, where he played like the twin, mm-hmm. and they made the movie with Steve Martin, bruh. Or the Clumps, like, he'll give you like the authenticity and sincerity in roles where it's him playing multiple characters, giving you something different. Mm-hmm. I ain't never seen that in Will, bro.
No,
I ain't never seen that. I ain't never seen that in Will.
Once Will played the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, was just pretty much his character of being the Fresh Prince of his rap.
The same character from rap.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it was.
Parents just don't understand. It's
same character.
It's the same character.
So after that, it was like he was that dude, that light skinned guy that could play, these different roles, and he was willing,
and he was willing to take the pill.
Oh, he did that the first movie.
He was willing to take the pill, right? 6 degrees of separation, where it's like, oh, bro, we can bend him over.
Yeah, off top.
Because he want to be that guy. He want to be that guy. He want to be that guy, and he's willing to be that guy, and he gonna take it. He gonna take it, and he gonna do everything, right? Because I'm not justifying it, but I just want to give it just a bit of perspective. You grow up in a place, and you have no idea what people actually do. Mm-hmm. Like, I grew up around teachers and preachers and farmers and custodians and cafeteria workers. I did not know one lawyer. Mm-hmm. I didn't know one lawyer. I didn't know where they lived. I didn't know how they lived. You know what I mean? It was something I saw on TV, because I never knowingly came in contact with one. Mm-hmm. You know, fortunately, never came in contact with one. So I'm watching television and I'm seeing L.A. Law. I'm seeing, Barnaby Jones, and these scenes, Matlock, when they go, into the courts and stuff like that. But in reality, it's just what you see on television, right? And then when you actually, get into it and you see, man, it's different types, is levels to it, it's all those things. So think about it the same way. If you've been doing underground radio, you've been doing pirate stations and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And you seen this, Teddy. You understand this better than anybody. And then you get your break to go from pirate radio to Cox Media or iHeart, to get in there and to get that opportunity, what are you willing to give up? Because if you're not willing to do it, how many people lined up? I do it. I do it. I do it. And I think that's that casting couch in California.
And I got a question for you. Is Will the biggest box office black star of our generation?
I would say Denzel.
No.
I would say Denzel, but what do you mean?
Like money?
Box office.
Well, box office is Sam Jackson. Matter of fact.
Who was Sam Jackson?
Samuel L. Jackson from
Shaft.
Okay.
From Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
From Jackie Brown. So until a week ago, Sam Jackson was the highest grossing actor of all time. Not that he got the money, but the films that he was in, the highest grossing, and he was just surpassed by Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana.
So you think Samuel L. Jackson was a bigger box office star than Will?
No. No. That's why I'm trying to ask.
Right. It says the biggest black actor box office is Samuel Jackson. After that is The Rock. Then Zoe Saldana. She
just passed. She's number one now.
And then it's Will Smith and Denzel Washington.
Yeah. She's number one right now.
That's the order.
What box office movies did with Samuel L. Jackson?
She was Avatar. Bro, no, that's what I'm saying. It's not the main. It's not. That's why I say this. That's why I'm asking you, so it could be apples to apples. Well, he's the guy. He's the biggest.
He's the highest grossing actor
ever. But that ain't money. But that ain't money to him.
So what are you asking?
So he's saying him being the draw.
Yes, him being the draw.
So and he ain't been. I don't think Samuel L. Jackson, because he's in Pulp Fiction. I don't think he was a draw for any movie.
Samuel Jackson was never.
I don't think he was a draw for any movie. So I think you only have Will Smith, Idris Elba, and Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman. I think those probably and Sidney Poitier, but he been gone.
None of those transition.
Speak to you.
None of those transition like Will.
I agree.
The other guys were just super in the black community.
Okay, so
Denzel crossed over, but he didn't.
Biggest box office draw per actor. The biggest black talent are led by actors like Samuel, same thing, Dwayne, Zoe, Ryan Coogler, Tyler Perry.
Ryan Coogler is the director,
and then Jordan and Peter.
I'm gonna have to say Will is.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say The Rock more than Will.
No, The Rock is on the rise. The Rock is, and I can tell you an anecdote about The Rock. The Rock, like when he first transitioned into acting or whatever, got a big role. Like I forgot who told me this. Somebody in the industry was telling me he had gotten a big role, and that movie smashed. It tanked, and when it tanked, it messed him up because one of the things about your scale in terms of what you get paid, like once you're a $20 million film actor, like Will Smith was a $20 million a film actor. Once you get on that level, like all your stuff has to be on that level, And they said Rock got paid like that. The movie tanked. It might have been The Mummy or it might have been something, and he had to. He got no more roles. He had to go and reinvent himself, and I think he started showing like the comedic side. He started doing like some of the Disney flicks or whatever, and that he was able to rise back up to now, he can start getting that stuff. And then your boy Kevin Hart is on his way, but he's not there yet.
I think Michael B. Jordan could get there. He had a great trajectory, and I think he kind of fizzled out.
I think that Lori Harvey thing was not good for him in that space, and I think he took on as far as where you're talking about. I think he took on too many black causes. Will Smith never did. You know what I mean? Like Will Smith never put himself out there as I'm a black. Whatever. It's like
he said was I'm a Scientologist.
Yeah, I'm a this. I'm Will.
That's it.
You know what I mean? I'm Will, and it's about me. So it's. But my wife should call in right now because she probably got a whole different thing, man, because she really really loves him. Now, to these Somalis, man, in Minnesota. So Tim Walz, man, the governor said, "Man, I'm out." He was running for an unprecedented third term in Minnesota as governor, and he said, "I'm out, bro." You know what I saw on the internet last week? I think I sent it to you, man. I don't know if you have it, bruh. His oldest son is like Down syndrome, bruh. Your people, your MAGA people, circling the man in front of the man's house, bruh. Just yelling the R word. Just yelling the R word, bruh. Like, I'm like, bruh, this is crazy. Like, if you had that clip, bruh, it is crazy. It is crazy, Teddy, like how people can be so cruel, bruh. So cruel.
For a purpose.
Bruh, just like, what's the point? Why? What did this boy have to do? What this boy have to do with you? Why you gonna go all the way to this man's house just to sit there and just try to get somebody to come out and confront you and have like, these type of issues, man? I'm quietly optimistic about Marjorie Taylor Greene. If you see Marjorie Taylor Greene's last few interviews, bruh, she was on Meet the Press. She's gonna be on The View on Wednesday. Marjorie Taylor Greene, bruh, she got a real shot. Cause she's
been on the other side.
Cause not only that, but when she comes out, like she's maintaining her conservatism as far as her view and this stuff like that or whatever, and she calling it, like it is, and she calling Buddy out. But she's also going to see that these people don't care, and logic is out the window, and that's the point that I want to make. Logic is out the window. Yeah, let's watch this dude right here. This is on 50 Cent. 50, bro, he just be going too far. But tell me what you think about this. So to load this up, Clarissa Shields, who dating Papoose, right, is the female boxing champion.
The best.
And she competed or won the Olympics, I think, when she was like 16.
16 years
and
old.
she had a photograph, bruh, that looked like she in like a sundress at 16, and her arms is out like cannons, like big cannons. And then she got, what we used to say, your mama, we used to tell the mama jokes in our day. And one of the things about the hair, if it's like, what I mean,
Snap.
like something like she,
so
she don't really have no hair, so she had the little pop on the top, not a whole lot. And so 50 said, Papoose, why are all your ladies handsome?
That sounds like something he would say.
He's like, man, why are your ladies handsome? And then got a picture of Clarissa, that 16-year-old picture when she sitting there holding up, the belts and whatnot. So check out what this guy has to say about that, and I'm gonna get your take, Teddy.
So I see a lot of y'all are giving Clarissa Shields a hard time because of the way that she looks, right? And the harsh reality is that's what 95% of y'all look like without makeup. That's what 95% of y'all look like without with your straight back braids in, without wigs on, without lashes on. That's what y'all look like without lip fillers. I've never understood how you could tear a woman down for having enough confidence, because that's what she really has. She has a lot of confidence in a world that's full of fake beauty or painted on beauty or paid for beauty, right? But she has confidence to say, I might not be the prettiest, but I love me. She loves her features. Maybe she loves her short hair. Maybe she loves the fact that she can dress. Maybe she just comes from a world where she's just taught to love her, and it's not on you, it's in you. But a lot of you women look just like her. You look just like your fathers.
Beginnings.
You look like your unattractive mothers. A lot of y'all clean up well. So it's like we were so judgmental, but the thing that you need to applaud is her confidence. She's confident. She's confident. When did we start criticizing people or beating people up for being confident? I'll wait. And if you can't come on this internet without makeup, without lashes, without your weaving and show the real you, stay out the comments.
Be natural.
Church.
Like she has a story that's on Stars. You have to watch that story. It is so dope how she even made it. And it was a white guy that
What's her story, bro? Like, what's her backstory?
I forgot what it was when I was watching. I know it was a white guy that was supposed to come with her the first time, and he wasn't able to go the first time, but she still won. Like, she had no coach at all when she won. So
does she come from a broken home? Like, what's her any? Or you know?
Yeah, it was bad. It was but she boxed. And then she always fought the different people. That's why they made her a boxer, because she was a fighter. She was always angry. She was angry.
I like her, bro. I watch her.
Dope.
I like her relationship with Papoose.
Oh, black women can't stand it. They hate it.
What?
Yeah, because
they team Remy.
They team Remy all the way. Anytime you gotta understand. Anytime a black man goes from an older black woman to a younger black woman.
Oh, is that what it is?
They gonna take the older black woman because they don't.
But Remy's the one that got caught in the relationship with the battle rapper.
She was already pimping him anyway, so it only made sense because
Yeah, because and then Buddy was definitely in his. Papoose was in his feelings because he swung on the guy.
Clarissa is the #1 enemy to black women.
No, I thought it was white women.
I'm sitting there like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.